For the first maybe 3/4 of the year, we've really been focusing, the Health Ministries Committee has really been focusing on mental health. Today, we're going to divert a little bit and we're going to focus on dental health. And for years, we in the dental profession have been focusing on prevention of dental decay, prevention of periodontal disease, prevention of oral cancer. And I've always stressed, brush carefully, twice a day, and floss daily. But now, I'm not just suggesting that it's a good idea. I am begging every patient to floss daily. And the reason why is because even the physicians now are becoming very concerned. And what caused their concern was that they found bacteria, P. gingivalis to be specific. They found bacteria found only in the mouth that they found in heart disease. And they wondered, if this bacteria is found only in the mouth, how is it getting to the heart? And after studies, they came to the conclusion that when the gums bleed, that is their portal of entry into the bloodstream. And when it got into the bloodstream and it traveled to the heart, it led to inflammation. And when the heart was inflamed, it made the heart more susceptible to having a heart attack or stroke. It was also contributing to endocarditis, or bacteria around the mitral valve. It was even affecting the HDL and the LDL levels. It was affecting and increasing the triglyceride levels. It even affected AFib. And so then it was the cardiologists that were concerned, and so when you went to see the cardiologist, he'd often say, "Let me see your mouth." And if the mouth did not look healthy, he'd say, "Please go to the dentist." So then they thought, if it is going to the heart, it must be going elsewhere too. So they did another study, and this time they focused on the pancreas. And sure enough, they found this bacteria at the pancreas. And when it caused inflammation there, they found that it was hard to control the blood sugar levels. So they thought, could this be linked to type 2 diabetes? So they did another study on all these people with type 2 diabetes. And they were surprised to find 71% of the people in this study had gum disease. So then they thought, where else? They looked at the brain. And sure enough, they found it going to the brain. And in that study, they found that it was contributing to Alzheimer's and dementia. Now, this study was popping up on people's phones, and they were coming in to me and saying, yes, we read about this study on our phones. They looked next at the digestive system, and sure enough, they found it going to the gut. And I had a GI specialist, and he's in the chair, and he says, that's absolutely correct. We are finding this bacteria in the gut. And when it went to the intestines and it caused inflammation there, they found that it was contributing to Crohn's disease, to irritable bowel, to leaky gut, and it was even affecting the microbiome. So they looked next at the liver, and they found that it was associated with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. They looked at the pulmonary system, and they looked at the lungs. And when the lungs got inflamed, they found that it was contributing to asthma and to COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease especially. And so there are 11 systems in our body, and they did studies on all of them, and they found that this bacteria was going to all of them and affecting all of them. So it made me stop to think about the veterinarians. You know how the veterinarians have always looked at an animal's mouth? So I went to talk to the vets, and they told me, Shirley, we would rather see an animal that has no teeth than to have an animal that had infected gums or infected teeth, because we know that bacteria is going to go to their organs. And a lady patient says, no wonder. I take my dog to the vet to get its teeth cleaned, and when it comes back, it has less teeth. And now my Chihuahua has no teeth, but the Chihuahua is healthier. And I don't know if you all remember Dr. Ng, who was here a few years ago, just a couple of years ago, and he was from Weimar. And one of his afternoon talks, I won't ever forget it, his topic of his discussion was how not to die. And number one on his list was don't retire if you like your job, and it's okay. If you like it, just keep going. And if it's okay with your boss, keep going, because then you have a purpose, a reason to get up and get going in the morning. He says sometimes people don't make plans, and sometimes they become couch potatoes, or they just don't know what to do with themselves. And sometimes loneliness and depression sets in. And when that happens, he says, their health really plummets. He says, I see this all the time. And so he put that as number one on his list on how not to die. Number two on his list, floss your teeth. And that just took me by surprise. Who would ever put floss your teeth on a list of how not to die? I don't think I would have. I would have guessed diet, exercise, get enough sleep, hydrate. But floss your teeth as number two. And he said, the reason I say that is because all the studies that are coming in are showing that there is a direct link between the health of your mouth and the health of the rest of your body. And so that is why you can see I am begging every single patient to floss daily. And to help you, and I beg you all to floss daily too, and to help you out, I have a big basket of floss, and it'll be out on the foyer. Help yourself. Amen. And so this, you can see now why I am begging everybody to floss daily. So this is my health nugget for today, and happy flossing, and God bless.